All right. Oh wow, I'm cooked. So today is Sunday, so it is a psychology and setup Sunday, and I'm at home. I'm kind of just sitting here, so I was thought I might as well record the video right now. It's pretty early. It is currently 2:55 p.m. Get water. Okay, so yeah, let's start off today talking about the psychology that I had this week. Amazon. Anyway, so oh wow, it is so overexposed. Oh yeah. All right, perfect. So, um, I would say in the last week, my psychology was probably one of the best weeks I've had in terms of my mental state and my ability to keep my emotions in check while trading. Um, my dog is at my door. I'm not letting her in. I need to shave. But yeah, so I think this week I've done the best in terms of um, emotions, right? Monday, I did have a little bit of a struggle, but I was able to stop myself pretty early. In fact, if I open up that video, that's not the right thing. I'm not gonna show everybody whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and check it out myself, just so I can recap, so I can actually understand everything a little bit better to a degree. So we start on, let's go to playlists, road to consistency. Okay, so this was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday right here. Let's actually see how much I lost. Oh yeah, Monday was the day where it was like going back and forth, and it was like every single move or every single chart was doing a different move. Nasdaq was going bullish, consolidating bullish. S&P 500 was consolidating in the same range, and then Dow Jones was consolidating bearish. Okay, that's actually really, really good actually. So we were $1,050 down on Monday. Um, and to be honest, that day the best thing I could have done there was not trade. I definitely do think I got a little bit emotional. I was scared of missing the potential move that I was aiming for, and I ended up taking a pretty bad trade. And there were multiple times where I could have closed out for break even there, or potentially even just limited my stops even more, right? But I just didn't do it. And then I ended up losing 1,000 that day, and it wasn't smart of me. I could have definitely done better that day. My biggest mistake was taking the trade. My second biggest mistake wasn't limiting my losses at all. Um, so yeah, for sure that was a pretty rough day in terms of my mental. Tuesday we'll see. It was an hour long trading day. I think I was very patient that day, and I ended up taking two trades. Oh, I actually only took one trade that day. Yes. Okay. So actually, I wasn't patient. um. So the trade that I took that day was a pretty kind of a risky trade. It wasn't the best, right? So I had basically a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio um, at the very beginning of the trade, and ooh, let me bring this down a little bit so I'm in the center of the screen. But yeah, my risk to reward was a 1-to-1, and it was about 90 points to 90 points. I did that because I realized I got in a kind of difficult position to hold. So I drew my stops lower, to a place where I thought was the absolute most farthest that price could go, and if it were to go down there, then we would we would be reversing, right? And so I drew stops down pretty far, and then price did come down pretty far, but it started going in my direction again. Once it started going towards my direction, I could see and understand that, hey, this is a good amount of velocity. This is where price is going to react off of. So then I drew my stop losses up back to the low that move formed, and then I just held for the rest of the day, and I actually ended up catching. I believe I caught partials. Actually, let me. Okay. I remember. I remember. This day, I actually ended up getting in for, I believe it was 20 contracts total. By the end of the trade, I got in for 10 or 5, no, 2. I got in for 2 at first, then I ended up adding 8 lower, and then I believe at some point I added another 10. um Potentially, I don't remember exactly. I'm not gonna like watch the whole hour long video right now, but skimming through it, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And then I ended up getting about 1,000 up on the day, potentially. Let me actually make sure. It was either 1,000 on the day or 1,000 on the account. Oh yeah, okay. So I was up 1,000 on the day, which puts the account at break even, or well, puts me on break even for the week. So that was pretty good. And then in terms of my mental during the trade, yeah, this was the one where I was in for 20 contracts by the end of it. Um, in terms of mental for my trade, I think I could have done better. I think that day was a lot of that that fear from Monday, which I need to stop doing, right? I had a fear from Monday because I had lost Monday. Oh wow, I'm getting ahead. But I had lost on Monday. So I went into Tuesday kind of like, oh, I need to make the money back. Oh, I can't lose like I did yesterday, whatever, right? I ended up winning, yes, but it was with a very large stop loss, and I don't think that was the smartest thing I could have done, but I did it, right? Um, Ended up increasing my entry, or increasing my lots by double. Oh my god, it's really bad. God. But yeah, I think my mental was the worst on Monday and could have done better Tuesday, but overall I still won on Tuesday. I think that, yeah, honestly, it's just the biggest thing was the fear from my loss on Monday. I carried it on to Tuesday, and that's just not a good mentality to have, right? Then on Wednesday, I got break even. I think Wednesday was a pretty good day mentally as well because I had multiple positions that I was in for, but I closed them all out at break even because I saw that price was kind of consolidating and just ripping back and forth, consolidating in the same area, sitting here doing nothing. So I took a few trades, but ultimately I ended up closing them for break even. Break even. Sorry, I accidentally went to Monday's video again. Let me make sure. Actually, oh yeah. Yeah, from what I can see, I had two trades, and both of them I ended up closing them at break even because the time that I was in was fairly late, and I just couldn't find anything that I would want, and it was really unclear. And I think Wednesday I also carried a little bit of fear from what happened Monday. Um, and I thought, maybe price is just bouncing back and forth. It's gonna ping pong, and I'm not gonna be able to catch anything. And honestly, that fear was a little bit strong, a better fear than what happened on Tuesday, right? What happened on Tuesday was a fear of getting stopped out, right? So I dragged stops really far. For Wednesday, I had a fear of price doing something that happened on Monday, right? And and because I was unclear on what I wanted to do with price, I understood that what happened Monday was because I risked taking a trade that I didn't know. And so then Wednesday, when I had that same fear of taking a trade that I didn't know, I thought to myself, I'm unclear on the day. And so because what happened on Monday, I'm going to actually close out at break even, and I'm just going to spare myself the trading day and just trade another day, right? So I didn't trade that day, or I closed on break even that day, and that was good. That was smart, because the rest of the day it was unclear to me what would happen. And you know, uh, we ended up closing bearish. Like I said, that day was going to be the wild card day. Ended up closing bearish. And so then I was like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. Thursday. Thursday was a tough day. Um, I wanted Thursday to close bearish, and I wanted to take a bearish trade. It did end up closing bearish, and I did end up taking a bearish trade. I believe it was a bearish trade, but it wasn't for that many points. I think it's because I stopped pretty early this day because my friend, my closest friend, called me, and I took a bearish trade while he was talking to me. Yes, while he was talking to me, I took a bearish trade. I think it was about 100 something points. Uh, do I say it? I can't even see that. Oh, 84 points. It was like 80 something points. But yeah, so I caught a very short bearish trade. I wanted it to continue bearish on the day, but just off of seeing how price was moving that day, I realized pretty late in the day that it was going to end up continuing bullish. Could I have gotten in for a bullish again and then continued trading bullish? Yes, I definitely could have. Was that probably the smartest idea? Probably not, right? Um, so yeah, I ended up catching a decent amount of points today. This day, I can't really speak on my emotions that much because realistically, all I did was sit there and wait, and then my friend called, and I was off the recording by that time, um, or well, I was off the recording because he called, and then I was just trading while he was talking, and I kind of just I saw something that I liked, put down a position, put down a stop, put down a take profit, and I was just talking to him. I wasn't really analyzing the charts or sitting there micromanaging it or anything. And then I came back, and then I realized we were moving in my direction. So I drew my stops down, and then I let it run. We eventually hit, and then immediately off of my level we reversed. I could have gotten in on that. I didn't, but it's whatever, right? And then Friday was a great day. I caught a small trade during the recording. I believe this was more of like it was kind of a FOMO trade in a way. Like I was scared of missing the move, but at the same time, it was a move that I knew was gonna happen for sure. So I just took whatever I could and just let it happen, right? And ended up hitting 38 points, 10 contracts. I don't even remember how much that equivalates to. I think it's like 700 something, right? And then whenever I ended the stream or ended the recording, I was like, I'm hungry for breakfast, so I'm gonna end the stream, but I'm gonna wait a few minutes to see if there's any possible entries. I waited a few minutes. I saw another entry. I took a long, and then I went to get my breakfast. I limited my stops fairly well. Or no, I didn't take a long. I took a short. I limited my stops fairly well to about 12 points, I believe it was, and targeted about 200 points, which was absolutely perfect. Yes, I'm checking it right now. Yes, it was pretty good trade actually. I didn't really analyze it. Again, I wasn't at my computer. I wasn't micromanaging or watching it. So obviously, I can't really speak much on my emotions. I kind of just put it down and I went to go eat my breakfast. And then, came back, saw we were almost at my take profit. So I just took what I could get. Honestly, I could have went for more, way more, because Friday ended up closing with another 600 points. It was actually crazy. Friday was a 1,600 point move, and that was actually really good. Um, Overall, on the week, I was correct about 4 days out of the 5 days. Um, and I don't mean like trading wise. I mean like my previous prediction from this Sunday, right? Obviously, Monday, I was right about the direction. I was wrong about the trade. Tuesday, right about the direction, right about the trade. Wednesday, right about the direction, wild card day. Didn't want to take a trade. Thursday, wrong about the direction, right about the trade. The trade wasn't the best trade. I could have caught way more for longs, but I still caught a short, so it's pretty decent regardless. Friday, I was right about the direction and absolutely correct about the trade. And I think what happened Thursday was um, we wanted to close bearish, but we were struggling to, right? In the later hours of the day, which the daily chart doesn't count those later hours for some reason. I actually don't even know why. We did go bearish and would have closed bearish on the Thursday candle had those hours been counted, but I don't know why those hours don't get counted. Um, I guess it's like electronic trading hours versus regular trading hours. So yeah, I guess it just closes regular a little bit earlier than electronic. But we did end up moving more bearish to during the regular or during the electronic trading hours, which it doesn't count, but I would say it's still kind of a win in my book, right? But yeah, so now we're gonna be. We got 4 out of 5 on the last week from my Sunday predictions. So now this week we're gonna do the exact same and see if we can get 5 out of 5. The first 2 weeks I got 5 out of 5 both times. I'm pretty sure. I think so. This week I was definitely wrong, but it was only one day wrong. Um, so now Sunday, we're looking at this price action, and I see this very big, very, very large 1,600 point Friday candle. Oh, well, again, it doesn't count the last few hours. I don't know why it does that, but if we go over to here, we'll see. Thursday. Oh, it's because. Yeah. It's because I was counting Asia session, and the daily candles count from literally 12 a.m. opening, which is about this candle right here. Yeah, somewhere around this candle. But yeah, so looking at this daily time frame, we can see we have this very big Friday candle. And I don't know if you guys know, but apparently, I didn't see this either, but apparently on the S&P 500 a few days ago, we had a 1 minute candle that moved down 600 points, down to like, I don't even know, like, it was like 6/100s, down to all the way down here, right? It was a 600 point candle move. Um, a few days ago. I don't even remember. Whatever, right? But yeah, it was apparently a glitch in the system. But now we're seeing this very big Friday candle move down like this. This much strength, velocity, and bullishness. It can either be an exhaustion, right? Where we're going to still see some bullish move. It's going to be very slow, but then once we fill out like fair value, support, demand, or supply and demand, support, resistance zones and stuff, we are going to eventually continue moving lower, right? I believe that's an exhaustion gap. It might be the other way around. Regardless, I believe that we have exhausted our bullish move because the last 40 days, almost 45 days, we have only seen bullish structure, right? And we're at all-time highs. With this bearish candle, I expect we're going to start seeing some bearish rebalancing soon, right? At least into the 50% of this leg, because that's what would make sense, or to these highs, which is below the 50% leg, which doesn't matter to me. So I think that this week we may potentially start bullish, but if we do start bullish, I would probably see Monday, Tuesday bullish, and we maybe retrace into this 50%. If not, I think we only see Monday bullish, even, right? And then I expect the rest of the week to be bearish, right? If we see Monday bullish, Tuesday bearish, I expect every other day to be bearish. If we see Monday bullish, Tuesday bullish, I expect again Wednesday to be a wild card, and then Thursday, Friday, I expect strong moves bearish, continuing lower, right? So, um, if we see Monday go bullish, right, then I expect to see Tuesday either bullish or bearish, right? If we see bullish from Tuesday, then I expect Wednesday to be the wild card day, right? So bullish or bearish, right? But then I expect Thursday and Friday to guaranteed be bearish, right? Um, Friday would be bearish, and I expect those 2 days to be the strongest out of the week and move lowest, right? So we might even do something like this, right? Who knows, right? Um, Now, if Tuesday isn't bullish, then I expect Monday to be bullish, Tuesday to be bearish, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I expect to also continue bearish. Um, Now, there is a possibility that we start off Monday bearish and Tuesday bearish, then Wednesday wildcard day, Thursday, Friday we do small baby bullish moves, but I don't see that often, right? That's a potential, but I don't see that often, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I think if it does happen, then again, yeah, it would be Monday, Tuesday bearish, Wednesday wild card, but more than likely bearish, and then Thursday, Friday we have baby movements up, like very small, like maybe 200, 300 candle moves up. That's it, right? Nothing more, nothing. Well, maybe less, but nothing more for sure. But yeah, that's practically my predictions on the day. Like that's the quick recap, right? I think we want to fill this NWOG, take up these fair value gaps, hit these reclaimed blocks, right? There's a huge void here of just straight bullish price action that we need to fill. There's a nice daily fair value gap grouping here, or fair value gap order block grouping here. And I think that's what we want to target. Like ultimately, we want to be taking out these liquidity zones here. There's a huge void, very big order block, bunch of voids here, bunch of reclaimed blocks. There's no reason for price to move higher after this. If we do move higher, that's completely out of my realms of knowledge. I probably wouldn't trade that well this week if we continue bullish, right? But with that in the back of my mind, I could potentially still catch a decent amount of trades. But yeah, so this week we ended off with I think 4,600. No, that was Friday only. 6,300. I think it was 6,300 on the week. Not bad at all. Really not bad at all. That's an average about 1,200 per day. And, I think I could have done better for sure. Had I not lost on Monday and had I won bigger on Tuesday and potentially won bigger on Thursday as well, I would be up by a lot more. Oh, also Friday, even Friday. I think Friday I won a lot, but I could have done way more, especially because look at this candle. I caught about this much. Not even this much. I caught about this much. And in terms of this candle size, come on, I caught like a sixth of it, a seventh of it, right? I could have done way more. Definitely caught a seventh of it. But yeah, I could have done way more, way more, right? I only caught 230 points. I could have caught 1,300, 1,400, you know. But yeah, so I think hopefully this week we'll do a lot better. I do think we're gonna do a lot better actually. I feel like there is a lot more potential that I can unlock and achieve. Right, I can definitely always do 1,000% better. This week was definitely good. I cannot lie, it was pretty decent. But that's not all I want, right? I want way better. I expect way more from myself. So yeah, hopefully this week we can do a lot better in terms of trades. I hope everybody has a good trading week. But yeah, I'm feeling like we are one step closer to finishing this Road to Consistency series, right? I think all I really needed was something to keep me accountable and hold me to this trading standard every single day. I think before I was kind of just messing around gambling because there was nothing to hold me accountable. All I was doing was kind of messing with my life, not really trying as much as I should have been. But now that I'm doing the content part of it, it's holding me accountable. I actually want to see myself grow. I'm watching these back now, and I'm seeing like I'm actually doing a little bit better in terms of taking trades, being confident in my positions, understanding what's happening in price. Uh, and yeah, so that's just gonna be it for this video today. I will be up and at it again tomorrow, bright and early. Oh wow, I wasn't even showing. I forgot to switch it. I was annotating and I forgot to switch it. But you know what? Oh, I forgot to switch the scenes. You know what? You understood what I meant though. What I said though. Like everything I said was pretty easy to understand. Um, Monday bullish, Tuesday potentially bullish or bearish. If bullish, Wednesday wild card, Thursday, Friday bearish. Monday bullish. If Tuesday bearish, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday bearish. Sorry. Yeah, bearish. If Monday bearish and Tuesday bearish, Wednesday wild card, Thursday, Friday potentially small bullish candles. But yeah, that's it. That's oh wow, I did not, I can't believe myself. But yeah, everyone hopefully has a good day and a good week trading. I'll see everybody tomorrow.